The Cling Grip or Wall Jump is the fourth major traversal ability in Hollow Knight Silksong. It makes general navigation much easier and is essential for accessing later areas of the game. This guide covers how to unlock the Cling Grip ability, and as usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. This guide assumes that the Drifter's Cloak has already been unlocked, which I covered how to do in my previous video. We'll start at the hut of the Seamstress in Far Fields just after unlocking the cloak. From there, we'll move west, retracing our steps back towards the Bellway Station for Far Fields. Our journey there will be interrupted by the 4th Chorus boss, which will give us a chance to test out our new Drifter's Cloak ability. It is useful for avoiding the boss's horizontal swipe attacks, and in addition, we can use it in the final phase of the fight to ride up the airstreams on either side of the boss and hit the 2 explosive cores. Doing so will instantly end the boss battle. That taken care of, we can go ahead and move west, then ride up the airstreams to return to the Bellway Station and rest at the bench there. From here, we will need to move back out into the large vertical tube area and ride a series of airstreams upward. There are multiple sections where we will need to strike explosive cores in order to open the way forward. When we reach a closed metal gate, we will need to follow the nearby bench sign into the eastern chamber. You can spend rosaries to enter the structure here, but it will lock back up upon exiting. There's also a vendor in there, so be sure to bring plenty of rosaries with you to buy him out on your first visit. In any case, we will need to move east, then loop up and move west along the top of this chamber to get above that pesky metal gate. Hitting the nearby lever will open the gate, allowing us to progress further up the vertical tube. After hitting a few more explosive cores and a lever, we should be able to ascend all the way up and out of the tube, arriving in Greymoor. It's not absolutely necessary, but it is a good idea for us to move a short distance to the east to reach Chakra. There is a free bench nearby, and we can buy the Greymoor Map. We will then begin the long journey of moving west through Greymoor towards the next major zone. After passing through the cave with various pilgrim-style enemies, we will arrive at the halfway home. There is a free bench here that we can use, and while we are here, we may as well go upstairs and speak with New. This NPC will give us a quest to defeat the various bugs in Pharloom, as well as the Hunter's Journal to record our progress. We still need to journey further west from the halfway home. Doing so will bring us to a small arena where we will need to defeat a few enemies, but this is a relatively easy challenge. Continuing west, we will want to unlock a couple of shortcuts, as it is likely that we will be running back a few times for the upcoming boss fight. Upon entering the tower structure, we will need to make our way up and past a few scissor-wielding bugs, as well as a spinning wheel. We can then move through the lower door of the two to the west, and then descend through this area and break open a shortcut along the way. Dropping all the way down, we will then want to hit a lever to the east to open a major shortcut back this way before moving further west. Follow the signs pointing towards a town to reach the next major obstacle in our way. It's a very difficult boss called the Moorwing. I won't sugarcoat it, this boss took me at least 10 attempts to finally beat. I'm going to show the return path back to this boss in case of death, just to make sure no one is wasting time by taking the long way back. In any case, I'll let this boss fight play out on my successful attempt, and I have some notes to give on phase 2 of the fight. In Phase 2, all of Moorwing's attacks receive substantial upgrades, and it has one additional move as well. The flurry of attacks with its legs actually doesn't receive any substantial upgrade, so it's still one of the best opportunities to get in damage. Then there is this new move with 2 blades being launched simultaneously, and so long as you stay under Moorwing and time your jumps right, it's also a good chance to get in some damage. The swoop attack is now followed by a single blade launch, so watch out for that. And finally, the blade launch attack now involves 2 blades. The second blade curves up earlier than the first blade and actually circles back down to strike the ground. This is the most problematic move, and I recommend just getting far away from Moorwing whenever it is telegraphed. Fun fact, this fight actually doesn't occur here if you completed the Flea quest line and travel with them to get here for the first time. In any case, after defeating the Moorwing, we can move west into the haunted Bellheart. Following a cutscene, we can sit down at the bench to rest. Another fun fact, if you exit the game while sitting at this bench and then load back in, you will be temporarily trapped in the strands of silk like the other NPCs. Now, we don't yet have the map for Bellheart, but we just need to move west until reaching the next area, Shellwood. From there, we will need to move up and through this large chamber in a sort of S shape, going back and forth as we make our way up. Our goal is to eventually reach the top west exit. We will then need to drop down to the west to enter a boss chamber where we will have to fight off multiple waves of enemies. The worst ones are the stick bugs, and I recommend storing up silk to hit them with a couple of silk spears, which should dispatch them quickly. Once all waves have been defeated, we can move out to the west, then go up a series of platforms to reach a purchasable bench. This bench costs 60 rosaries to permanently activate, but it will serve as a checkpoint for 2 separate boss fights, so it's well worth the investment. We still don't have the map for this area, but we are about to solve that issue. Moving down and to the west of this bench, we can enter a new chamber and ride a lift all the way down. We can then move through the bottom west exit to reach a new chamber where Chakra is waiting. Both the maps for Bellheart and Shellwood are available for purchase, and I bought both of them before continuing west. Ignore the signs pointing towards the bottom western exit and instead move up the nearby platforming section, nail bouncing off the white flowers to ascend. Our goal is to reach the top east exit of this chamber. We will then move further up and east, going through the first exit that we see. There is a side quest item at the top of this chamber, but for the purpose of this guide, we will just continue moving east. We'll go up and further east in the next chamber, then activate and use the lift that is near the top east exit. This lift will serve as a shortcut, bringing us directly to that bench that we unlocked earlier. To reach the next major boss from the bench, we'll ride up the newly opened lift, then go through the eastern exit. Moving through this short platforming section will get us to the top west exit, which then leads directly to the boss chamber. Here, we will need to defeat Sister Splinter. The actual boss is not too difficult, just quickly destroy the splinters she makes so that we have enough room to maneuver and avoid her simple attack pattern while getting in plenty of our own hits. The only thing that makes the fight tough are the ants she spawns, which are super dangerous and annoying to deal with. The best way to take them out, in my opinion, is to hit them with silk spears or a couple of ranged offensive tools, assuming you have those at your disposal. It could just be me, but I thought this fight was a cakewalk compared to Moorwing. After defeating Sister Splinter, we can move further west. We'll need to drop down briefly before moving back up and towards the top west exit. In the next chamber, we will then move further west, break through several vines, then needle pogo our way up through a somewhat precarious platforming section. Our goal is to eventually reach the top east exit of this chamber. This will bring us to a final chamber where we can interact with an altar to unlock the clean grip or wall jump ability for Hornet. With it, we can make our way up and to the east to enter a new chamber. There's a platforming section here that leads to a side quest item up and to the east. However, if we just want to return to the previous bench, we can move straight east and exit via the hole in the ground. It's then just a short walk back to the bench from here. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me in the comments where I will do my best to help. If you want to see more great content, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day if you're here today, have a great Saturday, and a great weekend. And as always, thanks for watching.